The irony is that we were going to go to Vegas and like gamble a little bit, go to dinner, have some drinks, and then it just turned into just gambling.
All gambling. Men have taste buds on their nutsack.
I don't know why they call them condiments. They don't taste like either. All right, welcome back to the Good Enough Podcast. We are at the prestigious episode 10. As always, I am Haywood Jablomi.
And I'm Barry McCockiner. And we have boldly made it into Hollywood, as you can see this fantastic sign in the background here.
Yeah, absolutely. They've actually taken down the Hollywood sign and said that this one's good enough.
Yeah, so we made it big.
Yep. And
with that, it all came from the help of our fans. So Thank you guys for watching.
Yep. Thank you. I had a couple people reach out to me this week. That was super cool. And like, we don't make shit up on this, but I had a couple people who I would have never expected kind of reach out and like say that like some of their favorite segments or whatever and stuff. That was really, really cool. So that I wouldn't expect to have listened in the first place. So that was really cool. Yeah.
So with that, we had a couple people submit some questions to our email.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't done that, goodenoughpod69@gmail.com. Make sure you do that.
Or you can DM us. We do have the Good Enough Pod Instagram, and as of this week, we do have a Twitter too, which is also at Good Enough Pod 69.
Yep. And then we're also on Facebook. All the links will be in the description.
Yep.
Anyway, so we will jump into the first one. First question. Can there be a black Asian man?
Oh, whoa.
Is that possible? A Blasian. Yeah.
Okay.
A Blasian eating blazing wings.
Okay. A black Asian man. I'm trying to think if I've like really seen.
I personally have never seen one.
I've seen a black Asian woman, so I assume that there's got to be a counterpart.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
There's blazing through this inbox.
My original response was, being as though we were stuck in this coronavirus time where everyone's stuck inside.
Mm-hmm. There's about to be.
Yeah. I found this website. It's called Stay at Home Hub. And I searched through the whole website, and I didn't see anything that was a black Asian man.
Okay.
And they have everything I've ever seen in my life.
Quite literally everything.
So my answer was no, but apparently you have seen it. So
yeah.
Whoever submitted that, there's your answer.
There it is. I'm sure there is.
All right. Second question here, or I guess comment and question. So I'll just read the email.
That was a really good question.
Yeah, it was.
That stumped me.
The next one is, hey guys, you're doing a great job and keep it up with the awesome work. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's cool.
I just want to come back to the episode where you talked about waxing Ryan's beehole. So with today's world problems of a shortage of toilet paper and Ryan's bushy butt crack, I only have one question.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to clean up peanut butter out of shag carpet?
All of that sounds like a horrible metaphor. No, I've never.
No, I have not, nor do I ever want to.
How do you spill peanut butter? Is a great question.
Really good question.
Yeah.
The only way I can think is
PB&J's.
Possibly, or you got a spoonful of peanut butter and drop it in the carpet. Who knows?
That's such a hard...
Either way, we're never going to get to that point where we have to wax my beehole.
Yeah.
So...
Which is good.
Yeah, thanks for the submission there, but...
Yeah, and for anyone that didn't hear, the original terms were that we would wax each other's buttholes live, which we, at this point, we might do just for income, because apparently everyone's out of work now.
Yeah.
So check the Good Enough Pod 69 OnlyFans coming to a city near you. But we said if nobody listened to the podcast, we'd start waxing each other's beeholes live. Or no, we would make Shelby, Ryan's girlfriend, wax our buttholes for views. And Shelby's not in this episode, neither has a jar of hot wax. So
we're still rolling.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
Amidst all the coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
And with the coronavirus stuff, actually, I got a bunch of random articles here that I just want to kind of briefly run through.
Okay.
And...
Ooh, switching up, going straight into What in the Sam Hell.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to switch up the segment order a little.
All right.
So, first off, man told to turn down music, chase neighbor with a sword.
Son of a bitch, I have this one too. Damn it. Okay. Oh, yeah. I didn't read through it. I just saw the title.
What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, Some people, you're just playing Stairway to Heaven at max volume.
Apparently.
Damn, I can't
don't know how that triggered people.
That was my
but
first one too. Son of a bitch.
Secondly, Christmas lights are back. People trying to brighten the spirits amid coronavirus fear.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, a bunch of people are putting up all their Christmas lights and decorations, and they're going, like, off the charts here. This isn't just normal, like, who's who Christmas decorations.
They were, like, just going full ape shit.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of weird.
That's a trip.
Another weird one. The Russian theater is performing for one spectator at a time. So they're streaming their performances online, but they're only allowing one spectator at a time to watch in person.
One person.
One.
A Russian theater, like a theater performance is like at least 50 people.
Yeah.
So it's like 50 to 1 ratio.
Solo person.
It's like the dude to chick ratio at any party you've ever been to.
Yeah.
Right, 50 to 1.
Precisely.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
What do you...
I have no idea.
So
it's weird as hell.
That's
but
the saddest standing ovation in history. Just, woo!
Yeah.
You did it!
Yeah.
Woo!
And then how many different shows do they have to do?
Oh my
you
God.
have to go alone. It's all bad.
I do stuff alone all the time, so that wouldn't be a problem. But then you'd be like, wow, that was spectacular. And you look to your right, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one here.
Hey, can someone pass me the popcorn?
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's stupid.
Which is weird, too, because the
Why
Russian
would you
theater...
still keep that up?
I don't know.
That beats me.
Yeah. But the Russian theater... Or say, let's just drop it down to a normal theater. A freaking movie theater, say.
Yeah.
You could have 30 people in there and be, like,
Worlds
20
apart.
feet apart.
Yeah.
So, I don't get what that problem is, but hey. Whatever, yeah. Okay, another one here. Pot shops are thriving amid the coronavirus outbreak.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So, that was pretty neat to see.
It's kind of a trip. There's one right by my house in Sac that's like really like... It sounds dumb. I mean, it's like really, really professional. Like they conduct themselves really professionally. There's security guard. There's like... I don't know. It's really like a really, really nice place. It's like high end and like this really old house in Old Sac. It's cool. I've never been or whatever, but they're doing curbside delivery of weed, which like a lot of stuff right now is curbside. But how funny, you just call and you're just like, yeah, I'll just take an eighth.
Yeah.
I'll take an eighth and some gummy bears in one of those Snickers bars, and then they just like walk it out to your car.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
It makes sense though, because I know that industry is cash only, so like it makes perfect sense. It's like the easiest curbside pickup of all time.
Yeah.
That's wild though. Yeah, but I bet it's booming. People got nothing else to do. Might as well smoke yourself to sleep or something.
That's where you're wrong. People do have other shit to do.
Oh.
And this is what they're doing. California man starts street corner toilet paper exchange, which
Shit, I have this one too.
which leads me into a bunch of different articles there,
Okay.
but that's been all over TikTok and basically Facebook, everything on the internet, that there's people selling toilet paper and whatnot.
Yeah, it's all over Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So on that note, if you guys are listening and you want to sell toilet paper,
Yeah.
let me scare you away with these couple headlines. In California, there was 8 people arrested for reselling toilet paper and hand sanitizer at ridiculous prices.
That's crazy.
And I don't know what those ridiculous prices were, but still they got arrested.
Hand sanitizer, like in bulk, is hell expensive in the first place.
Yeah.
I looked up the other day. It's like $54 to get like a small pack from Amazon. So
And
imagine what a ridiculous markup on that is. Good
Yeah.
God.
And then there was this guy who was caught selling cases of toilet paper for $60. And the police rolled up because he had this sketchy sign that just said, toilet tissue, $60 a case.
That's the best.
Cash
so
only.
It's an Envision box too, which is like, you can get that at like a restaurant depot, like supply place. So that's like the worst toilet paper in history too.
Yeah.
And the cheapest. Hey, profit margins. we're all just trying to get by. On the toilet paper thing, though, I'll sneak my remaining one that you didn't have on here, which I might rob you of one. But
Nope. Feel free.
Okay. Oregon police remind residents, don't call 911 run out of toilet paper. People are actually calling 911 because they run out and they can't get more.
That's exactly what I said last episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like a real thing. And we had a family friend who's like family friend, extended, whatever, is a cop in our county who said that's happening. Like people
It's
are actually
ridiculous.
calling.
What are they going to do? They're not AAA where they're going to bring you toilet paper to bail you out. Like, they're there for crime?
Yeah, just call AAA.
Stupid.
It's so insane. But yeah, like I thought that was just a funny headline, and then I heard like right after I found it, like the day of that's like actually happening around us, like old people and just like regular people who are overreacting are just like, yeah, I got like 2 rolls left. Like, what do I do? Just calling the emergency line.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah, I was actually talking with a coworker, and on the selling toilet paper topic, apparently, like the first person to do it, I think it was 2 guys. They bought just truckloads of toilet paper.
Crazy.
And they were upselling it, obviously. And they made like, I want to say, and I don't have an article on this, but I'm pretty sure they made over $100,000.
Holy shit. And that would have been in like a very small amount of time, I imagine.
Yeah, incredibly small amount of time.
Wow.
And they were mainly selling on Amazon and eBay, which makes sense. They can hit everyone in the market.
Yep.
And have it shipped right to their door. They don't have to go out
with
risk
shipping
anything.
Quoted and everything. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
like the most streamlined way to do it.
Yep. And
I'm sure they had to get banned for price gouging or something.
Exactly. Yeah, they got banned for price gouging. And I'm assuming if there was 8 people in California that got arrested, that they served some kind of criminal punishment. But
yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, then...
Wow.
Lastly here, the last article I have, why not bring it back to Florida?
Oh, okay.
And a absolute stupid ass man. Florida man arrested twice in 2 days for impersonating a police officer. 60-year-old man pretended to be a cop to avoid paying a $2 bridge toll. He flashed the badge as he was going through the pay toll.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine how many times he got away with that, though?
Who knows? Apparently not the last 2 times.
Wow.
But $2 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it's $2. That's
Bro,
wild.
8 quarters.
Last time we went over the Golden Gate, it cost us $24 a piece.
Yeah, I didn't pay anything. I don't know what this guy's doing.
Yeah, God, that's crazy.
But yeah. That was all I had for articles, so.
Wow. Well, you ate mine and I had the 911 for toilet paper one. That's crazy, though.
Yep.
It
so.
sucks. It
Go
sucks,
ahead.
man. Everything's like, on a little more serious thing, it's crazy to see, like, in the last week how, like, the response has been to this whole thing. Because, like, all of our friends damn near, or, like, at least the ones at the restaurant, like, everyone's out of a job, like, indefinitely.
Yeah, that's
Like,
rough.
Absolutely. And then now in California, you can sell cocktails in mason jars to go. It's like they're just like bending every law to try to save businesses, but like nobody's making any money.
Yeah.
They even like so you can get temporary unemployment for stuff like this, which is a nice setup. But it used to be like a 2-week waiting period to get your application like gone through, and they waived that. They were just like throwing money at people, which is nuts. Because like, I mean, people have bills to pay. Like there was supposed to be a vote. So it's the 24th today. So this morning there was supposed to be a vote to do like a rent freeze.
Oh, really?
In LA.
Hmm.
And they canceled the meetings and like
That's
pushed it back
fucked
a couple
up.
weeks. So that's brutal because that pushes everybody into the next month.
Just everything that's kind of going around with it.
Yeah, but it's the most fly by the seat of your pants, like, oh shit, reaction in history. I mean, that's my opinion, but.
Absolutely. Just looking at like grocery stores that you go in where
Christ.
First off, supplies are limited or wiped out.
Yeah.
And then, at least up here in Northern California, we are basically at all our big suppliers like Sam's Club, Costco, limited to one of each item.
Of anything.
Which you had by far the stupidest situation I think I've heard yet.
Yeah, I went with my mom, and we were just getting like general, like random stuff, just groceries.
Typical groceries, yeah.
Yeah, and they sell like salami in 2-packs, like the same size that you get at Safeway or Vons or any store, like the standard ones, like
Yep.
the salami everyone gets. It's not a big deal, and you have to split it because
Yeah.
you can't
And this
buy
isn't
2 packs.
this isn't like some rinky dink like the 2-packs are like zip tied together or something. This is
No.
like they're packaged
They're, like,
together to be sold
Perforated
as one.
Yeah, and you just are.
And they made them rip it apart
Yeah,
because they were saying it was technically
It's-
2.
right.
That was stupid.
Even though they like get shipped like that, it's
It is
dude,
dumb.
unreal. It's unreal. But on the flip side, some places are thriving. Like now the restaurant job's done. Like I have weekends off,
Yeah.
which that goes into. I have another topic on that one too. But like the King's Meats, dude, we were just talking
Yeah.
about that a couple weeks ago. I worked there to help out because that's been record busy, just shattering everything. But like people are freaking out because you can only have like a few people in there at a time.
Yeah.
And so, like, we'll have to split couples and whatever. Throwing a fit, leaving. Someone punched the building because they, like, can't go in with their girlfriend for,
Stupid.
like, 3 minutes or whatever. But, like, it's insane. Everyone is, like, so appreciative and spending, like, shitloads of money, frankly, because they're just like, we can't get a piece of chicken or a chicken wing at all the major retailers, or let alone steak or whatever. And we're in this butcher shop that's full of everything with, like, bread and milk and salsa. And we're just like, it's crazy. So it's interesting to see like all of my friends be like currently technically unemployed, and then the flip side of it is you see all these weird little local businesses like just getting wrecked and working like 80 hours a week, but just slaying it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's wild. So anyway, with that, we're going to throw it into an ad and we'll be right back with it.
And we're back. Sorry, we gotta try to pay our own little bills here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of speaking of this weekend, I started my New Year's resolution goal. I had my first day off of the entire year on Sunday. Yep, golf clap, which is super, super cool and super strange. I just like slept in, like watched a movie, and then me and Shelby just went for a ride for a couple hours because
So beautiful out.
yeah, we're having like this really, really cool. For anyone, I know there's a couple people that aren't in California that listen to this, but we had like this awesome patch of weather that we're in right now where there were supposed to be like week-long rainstorms that kind of like changed directions to the last minute, which was awesome considering we're stuck at home and stuck at work. Like the sun makes a huge difference in that facet, but we were pretty much just like riding around. Really the first like good, like long, no reason ride we've had this year probably, with great weather, just in like little sweatshirts maybe, and it was rad. It was such a good way to spend the day. It was like almost 70, just killing it. Ended up and there's nobody on the road because of the current circumstances. So
That's what's wild. The
it's
roads
so
are dead.
Weird. It's so
I
strange.
mean, you drove up today in what normally would be rush hour traffic after work,
yeah,
and
just lanes and lanes open.
yeah,
Yeah,
I went to the gas station today that's the most popular gas station in our area, which going after work is stupid. You have to wait normally like
it's
at least 15, 20 minutes to pump gas. And not to mention there's like 20 pumps.
yeah.
But anyway, today just pulled right up into it. So that was cool. And on that note, so I pulled up to get gas
Okay.
and a guy was in a really shitty beaten down truck next to me on the other side of the pump. And he's like, "Hey man, can you jumpstart my truck? I left my headlights on and it won't start." And I just looked over and I was like, "Are you fucking dumb?" Like, sorry to be rude, but like,
yeah, I mean,
that was just like the look on
at
my
the
face.
gas station too. Like,
I'm like, "Bro, you just fucking pumped gas. You left your headlights on for 5 minutes. Like, he pulled up right before I did.
yeah,
That ain't gonna kill your battery.
no,
You just got a shit ass truck with probably
with a lot of
terrible
problem.
battery. Yeah. And
Yeah, there's more going on than just negligence.
and so I just like looked at him and I was just like, "Yeah, sure." And then I was like, "Well, I don't have jumper cables." So I asked him, I was like, "You got jumper cables?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he started hooking them up to his truck for whatever reason. at the moment, and then like went to refire his truck and it fired up.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's good." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, did you see if the
Because-
cables were tight or
Yeah.
like, wow.
If you leave your headlights on for 5 minutes, it will not kill your battery.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, that was my little dose of stupidity of
Yeah.
someone today.
That's that's like a this shit sucks topic.
Yeah.
It's just dumbass people.
Absolutely. Yeah. That would be
that's
my
what
this
topic
shit
is,
sucks.
just dumbass.
Having to deal with dumb people. Yeah.
Yeah, the toilet paper people.
Yeah.
I know. I think my the shit sucks for this week is quite literally just being stuck inside, which is like no shit. But like, I don't do anything inside unless it's like dark, and that's when my day's done. I'm done being productive or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think I mentioned in the last episode. I did because it was my first day of being like working from home. I'm still working from home, and most of my projects got canceled because they were event based. Now, like every big event's, I mean, you're still at work because we're essential function personas,
Absolutely.
which sucks because we have to work and whatever.
But at least
I'm
I make
super,
money.
like, don't get me wrong, I'm super fortunate because one of my 2 jobs doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked on it. But just being stuck inside from 8 to 4 and just like, I live right on like a major street against like one of the most popular parks in Sacramento. And you just look
can't
outside and
do
everyone just like,
anything.
yeah, and I just want to like go work out or do something like productive. And I have a broken rib. I'm stuck inside and just watching everyone be active and fun because one of the rules in the, it's not self-quarantine. I mean, it is technically, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, is that you can run. And there's a mile-long track around that park. And so everyone's like super active over there, which is nice because we broke out yesterday and met up with like a really, really good friend of ours who we don't get to see very often. And just sat in the park and just had beers and we're hanging out.
It's funny to me
it's
on
so
that
weird.
topic of the whole you're allowed to go out and run.
Yeah.
When we were on our motorcycle ride
Mm-hmm.
and we were rolling through Old Folsom, there was so many people out riding their bikes, running, walking their dog.
Amazing. Yeah.
That was really cool to see. But then at the same time, further down and just kind of like looking around at different places, it's almost like there's a group of people who I know goddamn well doesn't work out
Yeah. Who
that are just wearing workout clothes
Oh, yeah. For sure.
so they can go out and be
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I'm running or I'm
Yeah.
walking for exercise.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. But
It's crazy, man. It's so funny because basically that park's I don't want to like dox myself too bad. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Like I said, it's one of the most famous, if you want to call it that, parks. One of the most prominent parks. That's the word I'm looking for in Sacramento. So if you can do the math, now you know where I live. But dude, the amount of people there the last couple of days have just been insane, which is cool because, like I said, when we were riding through Folsom, it's funny to say that because I was like, there's a shitload of people out.
there's a ton, yeah.
So it's so funny to see like this weird change. It's only been really about today's Tuesday, so it's been a week since I got sent home.
Yep.
So probably maybe a week and a half.
For
Not
the
even a
majority
week
of
since
people.
like the actual you should stay home like announcement. Man, it's crazy. Like people are like outside just exercising and like I don't know if you saw some of like the Earth stuff that's like going on, like
Yeah, I did.
Venice canals and all the ones in like Italy and stuff that are just like clear.
Yep.
It's crazy. And then like Tokyo or whatever, which is obviously like the smog capital of the Earth, is like
clear
completely clear
from NASA.
Yeah, which is unreal.
Yeah.
It's such a trip. I mean, it's good and it's bad. Like it's awesome that it's happening and you can see it how quickly those effects can be turned around, but it's a shame that it took like this whole thing.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, I don't want to like hate on any party here politically,
Oh yeah.
but I just want to bring up that I want my fucking $1,200 from the stimulus
Yeah.
package,
Yeah.
and those
People.
whatever observations that
Yeah.
you just made
Yep.
of all the great things that are happening
Yeah.
now that the virus has came up
Yep.
and we've shut so much production down and whatnot.
Man, it's
People are trying to kind of like weasel that into the stimulus package to
Yep.
get that passed, which hey, I'm all for,
Yeah,
but at the same time, we're always going to have bickering heads.
dude, for sure.
And I just want my fucking money at this point.
Yeah. Well, the
Which
thing is
is-
too, like, I see the fight against it where, like, I don't mean to interject my own opinions, but I think that there's a lot, and I'm not a very political guy, so like,
Yeah,
at
me
all.
either. So.
I think that in that topic, like, I'll educate myself when it's time to vote, and I'll make my own opinions. But until then, unless it directly affects me, ignorance is bliss. And I know that's probably not the right way to look at it, but that's mine, and I'll own it. I'll take
I
all the
agree.
shit anyone has to give. But I work in an industry that's directly affected by that, and I can tell you from knowing what I make, not even what I make because I only work weekends, but what some of our friends make, for service industry in general, like, you don't really make checks. Like, your checks are not reflected because you get taxed out of your checks
Yep.
on your tips. So like a $1,200 one-time deal, that's awesome because it's paid in a lump sum, but that's really like 2 weeks pay for some of these people. And I work in a small ass 18 table, small town, 10,000 person town restaurant.
Yeah.
So you can imagine in places like I was just talking with those guys yesterday, like New York and Chicago, where you have to pay $400 for your shift to make $1,200 in a night. Like, okay, well, they're out of a job, and this like flat rate, like kind of a handout, which it's not a handout really, it's, reciprocation for how unfortunate this whole thing is. That's 2 nights of their wages. So like, it's cool and it'll get you by. But I think for some people it's like this big come up, and for some people it's just like, holy shit, thanks, I can like pay rent. Like
That right there.
Yeah,
Rent.
It's really
And
brutal.
for those like single moms, single parents, anything like that,
Yeah.
supporting their kids who don't have
Dude,
a job or pay right
absolutely.
now,
Yep.
it's fucked up to go and just, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's all up to the Senate anyways, but
Yeah.
it would be so nice, and I'm being selfish that I want the $1,200 to myself,
I
but
mean, we
looking
all
past
want-
that,
Yeah.
those people need that money to make
Absolutely.
their month rent
Absolutely.
or pay for their kids' food, what have you. So
And we say that we want the 1,200. Like, I get it, dude. We work a shitload, and we like take pride in our work. So that is to us a stimulus. It's like this nice,
Yeah.
like, thank you. We're also essential function, so we're really luckily getting paid right now, which is great, and we're earning it and all this stuff, and we're really, really fortunate. But that same guy, like, I don't want to kind of, like I said, dox anyone at all, but he works in the industry. His wife works for an airline, and they have a kid. So like, yeah, they each
They're
get
getting
$1,200. Man, you can float that for a couple months and be like, that is a serious day-to-day game changer.
Yeah.
And, thankfully he's an absolute animal, and he's a super go-getter. He has like a side business that is still like generating income, but like, not everyone's like that.
No.
Some people live paycheck to paycheck by living above their means, or just because that's just the way life is, or you have kids, and like, people really need that. But on the flip side, I'm not necessarily a proponent of throwing money at the problem.
Yeah.
But that one is definitely an exception.
Yeah.
I think we're I could be super wrong and whatever, but we're at like 2 trillion thrown at the stock market that didn't go up
2
for
trillion.
2 weeks till
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, and they should be voting on that whole stimulus today, actually, like right now.
Yeah.
I was reading it
Wonder if
at
it's up
lunch
yet.
today, but
Yeah. And then what they're voting tomorrow on throw another 500 billion at the stock market to fix it.
yeah. I think it actually might have all been wrapped into that same thing.
Okay.
For
I was going to say, because the
third
stock
time
market
around.
went up. Like, it's the best day since the 1930s
Yeah.
today, because everyone's betting on them voting yes. But if it votes no, it's going to, like, big time tank, like, tomorrow. Or in 2 days or something. It's so gnarly.
Yeah. Well, for any of you guys...
Everything's a bubble.
Yeah.
Right now, like,
Seriously.
everything's in this weird, like, bullshit bubble, and when it all blows over, which I genuinely believe it will, which we talked about 2-3 weeks ago, like, I think we're going to see the peak. Like, today's the deadliest day of the whole thing so far for the U.S. itself.
Yeah.
But there's not a single case, and not a single case in Wuhan or wherever it started, where the dude ate the bat or the snake, wherever, like, the source. There's not a single case there, and they closed every hospital that was like a pop-up. So like it's weird in theory if it doesn't like mutate or whatever. It's an 8-week bubble where it'll just do this, and so we'll get like a peak, and it'll come back around, and when it does, we're all going back to work, and we're just gonna hopefully watch basketball before it ends.
Yeah, and then we'll all have fun
Yeah.
and return to telling our shitty jokes to each other.
Yeah, and watching Tom Brady play for the Bucks.
Yeah, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so with that, we'll roll into some bad jokes,
Ooh,
lighten
yeah.
up the humor a little bit, or
Yeah.
the mood.
I know these have been like really serious the last couple weeks, and I feel bad, but like I still feel like we're taking a positive spin on everything. So it's like my ass. This is what the world is right now.
Yeah, so start with this one.
Yeah.
All right. How many eyes does a black rooster have?
This sounds so racist already.
Oh, it's not at all.
Oh, okay. Eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a bad guess.
You don't know? All right. How many eyes does an animal have?
Well, generally 2.
Correct. So
Oh.
black rooster has 2 eyes.
Oh.
These are easy.
Damn it. Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
overthink it.
Okay.
How many wings does a black rooster have?
2.
How many feet does a black rooster have?
2.
How many whiskers does a white cat have?
Oh shit.
Seems like you know a lot more about black cock than you do about white pussy.
Oh god damn it. Yeah, I've heard that one.
Anyway.
Okay. So there's a girl named Molly, right? And she doesn't have any arms, unfortunately, from a childhood accident. And what'd she get for Christmas?
Um,
And this
I don't
doesn't
know.
go the same direction as my Christmas joke from like 2 weeks ago.
she did not get cancer. I know
she
that
didn't
one.
get cancer. Yeah, no.
I don't know. A baseball bat?
No, gloves.
Oh.
No. She hasn't opened her presents yet.
Oh.
Okay, I
that
got
was
one
bad.
more.
Go ahead.
All right. God damn it, I already blew it. Okay, okay, who's at the door? Like knock knocks, like someone's at the door, who's at the door?
I don't know.
Not Molly.
Yep, she is not there.
And she is not knocking because she doesn't have hands. All right, that was horrible. And
Is Molly an orphan?
I hope not, 'cause she's got nothing going for her, really.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why don't why don't orphans play baseball? Because they don't know where home is.
Oh, God. Okay, that was a bad one.
That was harsh. If you guys are listening, we're
Yeah.
not heartless, but
No,
we're just doing this for your humor.
Yeah, it's really hard to get us to laugh because we're generally heartless, but not all the way. Like we don't mean it, but we're gonna laugh at it.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Speaking of which, so I just bought some condoms at the store the other day, and the
Okay.
cashier asked if I wanted a bag with it, but
Okay.
I said no. She's not really that ugly. And lastly, have you ever wondered why you've never seen a gay guy in a wheelchair? Because once you're a fruit, you can't be a veggie.
You went for like jugular this
Cut through the throat. So with that, we will wrap up this episode and catch you guys next week. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All the links will be
Holy
in the
shit.
description.
YouTube.
YouTube, yep,
Like, subscribe.
absolutely. Hit all that up.
The whole deal. It helps us out a lot, and we start showing up more often.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you guys a ton. We appreciate it. We're glad we made it to 10 episodes without blowing it somehow.
Yeah, so
Here's to 10 more.